Hey guys, and welcome back. Well, Alexsandra Wright was in the news a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't do the story, but I decided to do it now. She is the baby mama of Mathew Knowles. You know, Mathew Knowles is Beyoncé and Solange's dad, and Tina Knowles, Lawson's ex-husband. And Alexsandra Wright, had a child with Mathew Knowles while he was still married to Tina Knowles, and eventually that was the reason for her divorcing him, is because he got this outside child. And she did an interview a couple of weeks ago. Now, in this interview, she opened up about her son's relationship with his father, Mathew Knowles. And if you will remember, in 2013, when she had the baby, well, the baby was a little boy. You know, she was claiming that she was fighting for custody of for child support. She was fighting for child support for Mathew Knowles. At the time, had went bankrupt, and she had just moved in this mobile home and everything. And she was saying, "Oh, he won't give me no money," and da 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 da. Okay. Well, now the boy is, I believe he is 18 now. No, not 18. He's only 13. And now she says nobody visited him. Mathew Knowles haven't even met her child, but although he does pay child support now, and said he never met his famous sisters, Beyoncé and Solange. And you know, it makes her cry when he asks him, does his sister and his daddy don't love him, and it makes her cry. And oh, it was so warm. And she says at school, the children ask him about, is he really Beyonce's brother, half brother, and does he see him? And when he has to tell him no, it's all of it. And you know, she talked about, Beyonce and her husband Jay-Z. It was announced a couple of months ago that they bought the most expensive home in California's history. They dropped $200 million on a weekend estate for their family. And this woman says, oh, they live just 10 miles away from where we live. And, you know, they never see their half brother. Well, I don't know about y'all, but this is how I feel about the thing. You should have thought about that when you was laying up with somebody's husband. You should have thought about the consequences. You know? I mean, it wasn't like she was no spring chicken. This woman was 52 years old when she got pregnant. And Mathew Knowles was 71. Come on now. Come on. So, it's apparent that she wanted to get pregnant from Mathew Knowles. She hadn't got pregnant by nobody else, and she 52, but she knew this man was married. And you know, that's a consequence you gotta take when you laying up with somebody's husband. I don't care who he is. And then you decide to have a baby by him. And every time in the interviews, which really pissed me off, she was always talking about, oh, Beyonce never met her, you know, and he has another daughter. And she's about the same age, or almost the same age as this boy, but you know, her mother used to say that too. She never got to meet her half sisters and Beyonce. But Beyonce ain't had nothing to do with her daddy being a hoe, going out there outside his marriage and laying up with this woman, and they having a child. You know, I mean, hey, she don't owe these children nothing, okay? Yeah, legally that is her half brother or half sister, but she ain't got to, you know, go all out the way and meet them and everything. Come on. If she felt like me, I feel like, you know, this, you done stepped out on my mom, you know, but you women, you have to understand. the consequences, you know. So for this woman to think that she will get sympathy from people, oh no, not me. You know, back years ago, Joe Jackson, you know, he had an outside daughter, and she wrote a tell-all book about, you know, he was openly letting people know that this was his daughter, and he had this daughter while married to Catherine, and she was crying that, Michael and Janet, they had nothing to do with her. And I'm like, baby, you got to understand, when you're an outside child, I mean, nobody don't have to open their arms to you. And I know it's not their fault, definitely not the child's fault, okay? But the child got to put in perspective. Now, I know this little young man, he's just 13. He doesn't know it, but I'm talking about Joe Jackson, well, outside daughter, this girl right here. You know, she was saying that, they knew about her, but they never opened their arms and da 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 da. She was grown. I mean, she's an adult, and you just put yourself in their place. Nobody don't owe you anything. I mean, okay, you know, that's wrong for Mathew making these children, and he was an old ass man, and not forming a relationship with them. I blame him, you know, because that's your seed, and yes, he should be in his children's life. You know, I don't approve of that, but as far as his other children being in the children's life, you know, that's neither here or there. That's up to them. So, you know, that's completely up to them. So, by this woman, Alexsandra Wright, by her having the jump off blues, that's her fault, you know. Ain't no sense of crying. You just need to explain to your child that, well, baby, it's like this. He was married to another woman. Sit him down and talk to him. He's 13. He's old enough to know. So you won't be crying when he mentioned, and you can tell that boy why his half sisters don't have anything to do with him. You know? Well, I'm gonna leave this question with y'all. What y'all think?